What's up, guys? Here for another Tech Talk Tuesday, continuing the limit strap series. So we got all of our anodizing done for this car, getting everything put back on. It's not something we normally do, but this is kind of an educational thing for you. We're gonna install limit straps for this guy. He is a good customer of ours, so that's why we're doing that. Many ways we can end up doing this. Why we're doing this really is this shock strokes out more than the CV angle should be angled, really. So you're binding your CVs and pre-wearing them and all that. So what we're going to do is short stroke it a little bit more, get a better CV angle at full droop. This whole car is already powder coated, so we don't really want to grind on it too much. Well, the customer doesn't want to. So what we got is these tube clamps. We're going to end up clamping them to the bar right here. I've already kind of figured out what I want to do. So what we're going to end up doing, clamping this tube clamp here. I'll have a welded bung on this tube clamp. Probably going to put it about right here. Welded a bung right here for the limit strap tab, clevis. Make it a little more adjustable as the strap stretches, and we're going to tie it down into the lower bypass mount here. Pretty simple and clean, not much you got to do. Longer bottom bolt here and a little, bracket and some welding up top. Pretty clean, pretty simple. We'll paint that up and it'll look like a race car again. All right, so going in depth a little bit more on what I'm going to do. I kind of told you guys where I'm going to mount it and all of that. Why I'm mounting it there realistically is the easiest way for me without having to weld or anything, but also it's pretty much the straightest path to where I want to mount everything to. When you start getting more of an angle on everything, you need longer straps, which you get a lot more stretch and all that stuff. And I mean, if I was to have the strap way out here, it wouldn't be pulling on it like straight down and working as efficiently as it should. So I like to try to get it as straight as possible. Figuring out what strap I'm gonna need. I'm basically gonna choke this shock up 1 inch with a jack or whatever. It's all jacked up right now, so I can't do that at the moment, but choke this shock up 1 inch and then measure from my pickup point to my other mounting pickup point right here. You're roughly gonna be, I'd say like a 24-inch strap, just because I'm gonna have a clevis and everything up here. So when I go shopping for parts, I'm gonna get my clevis, I'm gonna go get a strap, go get the bung. Well, I'm gonna go make the bung for this mount right here to weld on, and then we'll get everything bolted on and show you guys how all that was done. What's up, guys? We're back with the limit strap ordeal. We're on day 2. Went and got all my parts, everything I needed. I welded up clamps here for the limit strap bungs, mounted my bypasses, still got to set tubes and ride height and all that, but at least we got a rough estimate of what we're gonna do. Got some straps and clevises. So what I ended up doing, I got an adjustable clevis here, so I don't have to go through different straps as they stretch, or if my measurements were off, which they were about 1 inch, I'd have to return more straps. So get an adjustable clevis, you kind of get a little bit of room, wiggle room. So what we ended up getting, I couldn't really mount it on the tube that I wanted to, which was straight up here. That would have been more beneficial, but made it work anyways. So end result, this will be our finished product. I got to choke it up 1 more inch, but I mean, this is what you end up doing. Mounted it on the lower pivot of the bypass, made a nice tube clamp here so it didn't ruin any of the paint, and then it's got some nice straps from the local off-road shop and some clevises, and made it happen. All right, on to the front end. So front end was a lot simpler. There's really no place to put a tube clamp really without cutting some panels or anything like that. I mean, maybe right here, but I like limit straps behind the shocks, not in front of the shocks. So we ended up making these aluminum spacers, just a 1 inch spacer. And I got a 1 inch longer bolt, so then it spaces the spacer away, or not the spacer, the limit strap away from the shock, not rubbing on there. I got it at full droop right now, so I'm gonna drop it down, 1 inch real quick. It's a little more than an inch, but that'll work. Then we can end up a little more. And then we can get the limit strap in there and put all our hardware back on, and bingo, he's ready to go rip. If you guys got any questions or need some help or anything, just shoot us a call, hit us up at the shop, Instagram, anything like that, and we'll get you handled. Peace out.